Welcome to Pucked Up Hockey Moms, where the arenas are freezing, the group chats are unhinged, and the parenting, well, let's just say we're doing our best. I'm Amanda, hockey mom, chaos wrangler, and proud captain of the Bad Mom Squad.
And I'm Brittany, mom of three, two who play hockey, expert at juggling carpools, cold coffee, and the occasional emotional breakdown in the arena parking lot.
We're here to spill the tea on what it really means to raise hockey kids, from politics in the stands to mental health, bad calls, and everything in between. No filters, no fluff, just the truth. With a side of sarcasm.
And yeah, we're laughing through the madness, because if we didn't, we'd be crying into a damp mitt left in the trunk since last season.
So if you've ever screamed, "Move your feet," while secretly Googling the rules mid-game, you're our people.
This is Pucked Up Hockey Moms.
Let's get into it.
Welcome back to Pucked Up Hockey Moms. I'm your host, Amanda. Every athlete has a story, but behind every athlete, there's a mom holding the playbook together. Today, we're cracking open the Sports Mom Playbook, a collaborative project giving the real MVPs the mic. So welcome one of the authors, Karen Reese.
Oh,
Thanks so much for joining us. Let's start off with you telling us a bit about the book and what inspired the creation of the Sports Mom Playbook.
okay. So, I'm Karen Reese. I'm located here in DeSoto, Texas.
Nice.
I was a part of a booster club. All these sports, we have booster club. It's the mamas back there feeding the kids. And so I was a part of that. And so for my son, for football, we had like over 300 kids in the program from 7th
Yeah.
to 12th grade. But we only had like about 50 moms, right?
Yeah.
And so because of that, and my gifting is service. I love to serve people.
Mhm.
I stayed on after my son graduated, and I stayed on being a part of the Boost Club 3 or 4 years after that. And so, at one point, my husband was like, "Okay, it's time for you to come home and let the moms be what they supposed to be." And I'm just like, but during that time, us as moms and wives, and we having our kids, we kind of put aside who we are and what we're going to be.
Yeah.
So when I came home, I had to figure out who, what it is that I like to do,
Yeah.
because we put that stuff aside when we started having kids and we're the wives and stuff like that. And so I had to really dig down into who I was, but I still had that heart of being into sports
Yeah.
and sharing information. And so I was watching one Sunday, I was watching a show called Bringing Up Ballers, and I saw this mom, and I'm just like, okay, there's power in our stories,
There is.
and so I began to just grab some moms together, and I was like, I don't know what this is. I just
Mhm.
know it's called Can I Play, and it's about us moms, or just creating something. At that time, reality shows were just kind of starting. I
Yeah.
said I said, "I think it's gonna be something like a reality show," but it wasn't like a reality show where we're gonna be fighting and all that kind of stuff that they do nowadays, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't that at all, but I didn't have a word for it, and so I
Mhm.
brought some people in, and we just had to kinda have a meeting, and I had them to sign a disclosure statement because we were developing, creating something, right?
Yeah.
And so I was still a part of the booster club. And so I got back to the coach, and the coach was like, "Why are you having meetings with our parents?" And I said, "Well, I just know it's something there with our stories, sharing our
Mhm.
stories." And I couldn't put it. And I said, at that time we had a mom who had twins. And so she was looking at, okay, where her kids were going to go. Are they going to go to the same school? How's that going to split
Yeah.
up her time? Just all these type of things us moms have to think about.
So many things.
We had a player who was injured. He was in a wheelchair. So, that's a whole journey that a mom needs to
Mhm.
know. What if your child get injured? What goes into
Oh,
having to deal with something like that? So
yeah.
anyway, they changed their minds and they didn't do it. And then I end up having to find a whole nother set of moms. And I started this talk show called Can We Talk Sports? And I'm like,
Mhm.
it's not going to be a podcast. It's going to be a real show. We're going to have the energy and everything because it's time to hear the voices of mamas. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's time for
Yeah.
hear us. And so because of that, that was a passion project. It's
Mhm.
my passion. Someone said, you need to decide if this is a passion, a movement, or a business. Well, it started
Mhm.
out as a passion. Then it went to a movement. Now I'm trying to create a business. So I was like, okay, what if we could bring some moms together and write a book
Yeah.
versus it being a separate book? What if we
Mhm.
came together? And collaboratively put it together. And that's how the Sports Mom Playbook came. We have 10 authors where we took a chapter each and we wrote about something about our journey
Mhm.
in the book. And then it's an interactive book. We got some word puzzles and we have tips from referees.
Yeah.
Referees can tell us how we really act. We have
Yeah.
tips from coaches, but it's just a beautiful book that was put together that we thought that would be great for our moms to just, dial it back and just kinda sit back and really look at this whole journey of being a mom and,
Mhm.
why it's important and some things that we need to look at.
Yeah, it is a journey for sure, like, and we have so much knowledge to share to the next mom, right?
Yeah,
That's just starting from scratch with the babies and going
yeah,
into the sports and stuff, so I think
yeah.
that's amazing. So, how many kids do you have and how many sports did they play?
I have 4 kids, and so,
Okay.
they play all sports because my
Mm,
husband was a little league coach.
yeah.
And so, that was the thing. When he was a little league coach, I was busy having the kids, being at
Mhm,
home, taking care of the kids while he was doing coaching. And so I really wasn't even in sports that
mhm.
much because I was, birthing babies,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
doing the
job.
work, doing the work.
And so when my kids got older, because I came from a single mom,
Mhm,
and I wanted that support. I knew that I needed to give that support to my kids. And
yeah,
so I just went, full speed ahead and just was like, okay, I need to be taking them. I need to be a part of snacks and everything that went along with their journey of sports. But also sports was a way to keep them active. My oldest daughter, she was a little chubby. And I'm like, okay, let's get her into softball. That way she can keep active. And so that just kind of how we did it. But we were a sports family. We did sports,
love it.
everything.
Yeah. It's so great, like, it keeps their mind active, it teaches them so many things, and it keeps them out of trouble for the most part too, right?
Right. Them boyfriends and girlfriends, right?
I know, they don't have time for it, it's so funny. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So, we got some little tricks as parents as far as how to help with it.
I know, I know, I know, because 'cause I'm always like, "Don't date your teammates." Like, it's like the "don't shit where you eat" part, right? So
Yeah.
if they're playing like integrated or when it's dual sexes or whatever, like you're like, just focus on your sports, don't let that be a distraction. So yeah,
Tip mom.
yeah,
It's right
exactly.
there. Getting involved, helping kind of keep down with the boyfriends and girlfriends type thing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And like all the other activities we want to keep them away from, right? Like, so yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 10 of you, and do you have, like, a wide variety of sports stories and stuff in there, or
Yeah.
yeah?
And I kind of, everybody, just kind of did what they felt that they wanted to give to the
Mhm.
audience. I mean, we have a mom that she lost her son, so she shares about grief.
Yeah,
We have a mom who shared about abuse.
yeah,
And so there is a variety as a single mom, so
yeah,
there is a variety. And that's what so instead of buying 10 different books, you got it
yeah,
all in one book. So that's what's so unique and how
yeah.
sports fit into that. We have a NFL mom that's in there. I mean, it's just all kinds of little stories in there.
Yeah, and I'd say you can relate to so many different levels, right? Like, the grief, the abuse, and injuries, because that happens to everybody. Like,
Yeah.
something happens to everybody, and you can relate a piece of a story, and people need support, right? And if you're sharing all those things and opening up with them, I think people can relate more and you just don't feel as alone, which I think a lot more people need that positive support rather than just all the negativity we see everywhere else in the world. So I think that's a really great idea.
Yes, yes,
Do you
yes.
guys like, is there comments in the book about, like, the stereotypes of the mom? Because I know we always laugh in hockey, like, you've got the crazy mom and the, like
Well, I think we were really kind of defining sports mom,
Mhm.
and it just not being about a ball.
Yeah.
Sport is any competitive, um, activity that you're doing, so that's
Yeah.
band, that's
Yeah.
chess, and so I think it was just kinda, like, redefining what a sports mom is and the
Mhm.
importance of that and how to, just kinda navigate, so it was the first and this is not gonna be the last series, I'm hoping to create series, so this
Yeah.
first one was really just like, "Okay, moms, this is you. We need you. Your voice is important."
Yeah.
And really just identifying who they are. And so we can just kind of build from that.
I think that's so great. Um, and I'm sure it helped the authors too, like all of the people collaborating. I'm sure it actually felt so great to get it on paper and share that experience, right?
Yeah.
It's cathartic almost, and you don't realize what you've added to your life and what you've taken on because sports moms just add one thing. You're adding
Yeah.
one more
Yeah.
thing, and the next thing you know, you have 1,000 things you didn't realize you've taken on, right? Because I
Yeah.
know I've said it before when someone asks you what you did on the weekend or what your day looks like, and you start telling a non-sports family, they look at you like you're absolutely crazy. And they're like, I could never do that. They're brand new, they've got infants, and they're like, I could never do what you do. And you're like, well,
Yeah.
I didn't just walk out of the gate doing all of these things. I started like one little thing at a time with the first kid. And
Yeah.
then another kid came along and I added a bit more. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all of a sudden you opened your eyes and you're like, "Oh, wow, this is my life. It's really crazy." Like,
Y
but I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah.
And those memories and the stuff you're providing your kids, like, they'll be so grateful when they're older for it, and they are, right? And yeah. So
Yeah. And the thing that, we did not have a manuscript book on how to
yeah.
do this. And just like
Yeah.
how you said, it when we had our first kid, we was protected and we don't no,
Mhm.
don't do this. But when that second one come, be like, here, take them.
Yeah.
That's with the whole thing on sports, just kinda learning about it and stuff.
Mhm.
So, yeah, so one of the moms, the one that's dealt with grief, I think it came up to another year. I don't know if it's been I don't think it's been 10 years, uh,
Yeah.
but she wrote it, but she did not re-listen to it or reread it, right?
Yeah.
And so she was just talking about how, this particular year was a very hard year for her
Yeah.
and how, 'cause we're making the book into audio too, and so her being
Okay.
able to listen, it was a healing moment for her.
Yeah.
And
I
so
bet.
and then she does, a profit every year that she gives out scholarship on behalf of her son. So
Oh, that's
this was a whole journey, and then when I wrote mine, I was like, "This was therapy for me,"
yeah.
because first of all, I never thought I would write a book, but I was just talking about how to balance being a
Mhm.
mom and being, how religion, you're supposed to this white picket fence, you're supposed to get married,
Mhm.
have kids, and everything is just supposed to be okey dokey, and
They're
it don't
supposed to be
necessarily go
perfect.
there.
No.
Yeah. And so it was therapy for me on
Mhm.
being able to write it and see the areas that I needed to share about, as
Yeah.
far as balancing.
Yeah, and you don't realize that, like, until you're looking back on things, you're like, "Oh, man, I coulda done this better," or "I wish I'd known this," and you
Yes.
just wanna pass that information on. Not everybody feels that, but I know I do. I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
man, I really wish I knew that," like, what to say to a coach or what not to say to a coach, and when to stand up for someone and when not, or, like, and how it can
Yeah.
affect your kid, and as much as you don't wanna, like, it shouldn't affect your kid by speaking up, like, in a normal world, but we're all human.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's certain things, like, your actions as parents have consequences for your kids, and that is a hard pill to swallow, right? And sometimes you're just like mom bird protecting the baby bird, and you don't
Yeah.
realize how that has a larger effect, right? And so to be
Yeah.
able to share all of those things with people, so to help maybe open their eyes, and it's not a matter of people doing moms doing this on purpose or dads doing it on purpose, but sometimes you get so blinded by wanting to protect
Yes.
your child that you don't realize that, like, you're creating this toxic energy or whatnot or
Yes.
something, you just have no idea because you're so caught up in the situation that sometimes a book like this or a conversation like this can help you like step back, take a look and be like, wow, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I shouldn't be doing this, or oh, that could really help my kid, or like there's just so
Yeah.
many different perspectives that reading other stories can help you realize yourself. Like I know I've learned a lot through the podcast that I'm like, "Oh, damn, some of my behavior was not so great." Like, you know, like, but we're human and we're always learning, right?
Yeah.
So, but we tie ourselves, like our identity becomes our children's lives, and hard
Yes.
it's hard to untie that. So, yeah, I know what you mean. Like, as you were in the booster, like, for a couple years after your kids and then stepping away from that, trying to figure out who you are is a big is
Yeah.
a big thing.
Yeah, and so and that's why you talking about the perspective, learning the different
Mhm,
perspective. We've had on our show, we had some coaches' wives.
mhm.
Sometimes we as parents, we don't even realize that we're in the stand saying, "Fire him, get rid of him." And the
Yeah.
mom and the kids are right there. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So we do need that's why it's important for us to have our voices. That's why it's
Yeah.
important for us to share so we can hear another perspective of how we're
Mhm.
acting, so maybe we'll be act a little bit better when we
Yeah.
when we're at the game, you know?
Yeah, yeah, because like, I mean, you get so caught up, right? And thinking like, "Oh, well, they're not doing this for my kid and so and such," but really, like, in general, you've got a coach who is looking at the big picture for a whole team, and you're out there in the stands only worrying about one player. Like,
Yes, yes.
and, and as much as you're rooting for the team but you're only watching the play looking for that one player, so your view is very
Mhm,
limited and very narrow, and we don't think of it that way. We think, "Oh, well, it would be so much better if this happened," but
mm,
they're always looking at the big picture, and so it's sometimes you just gotta put yourselves in a different mindset to be able to understand that and realize that
yeah.
our words affects the kids when they're right beside us, and
Yeah, yeah. Like, I had a parent reach out to me, and so she
Mhm.
was just talking about playing time. You know,
Yeah,
that is the big elephant in the room, but,
everywhere,
why
every
my kid
sport.
not playing?
Mhm.
And so I had a show where I had coaches, I had the players and the moms because I wanted to hear from different another kid that was on the team,
Mhm.
how did he mentally handle not playing? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then a coach, I had brought my uncle, and he was like, "Well, I let him play if you don't want to win, but if you want to win, then you know." So, but we never heard it about like that, right?
Yeah,
And so that's is again, I would just us having these conversations and these things that we're having about parents and us and what we're dealing with is great conversation and
yeah,
it's great for us to be able to share that.
yeah, because, I mean, we only hear our own side or what the kids have said, and sometimes what kids absorb from a coach is completely different than what the coach has said, because 'cause we're
Yeah,
not in the locker room, right?
right.
And I know, like, I've talked to my kids after and hear what they say, and then sometimes, like, you're doing carpool and you listen to their teammates' version, and they're like, "That's not what they said," and you're like, "Hmm," right? And you hear the difference between the 2 of them, and it's just amazing how each kid takes that differently, right? And so sometimes that gets us parents so amped up, like, where you just want to protect your child, but that might not have even happened,
Yeah,
right? Like you'll get the coach saying like, "Hey guys, this is a hard team. I don't expect you to win, but I expect you to go out there and play as hard as you want." And
yeah.
whereas the kid will take it like, "Well, the coach said we're going to lose." And you're like, "Well, that's not what happened." And they weren't trying to say that you're gonna lose this game, but they were trying to say, "Hey, like, this is the best team in the league. We're new. I don't expect you to win every situation, but I expect you to give your best." And
Yeah.
I don't see that as a bad thing coming from a coach, but a child takes that differently. Some kids will take that, okay, pressure's off, like, we're still going to do our best. But if it's a 4-3 game, that's better than a 12-1 game,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And another kid's in the corner crying, right, and defeated and doesn't want to play because they think that, oh, well, we're going to lose. So why do I try? So it just, as a parent, when you come back for that, you're like, oh my God, I'm so mad because they told my kid we were going to lose before the game. How do they expect them to play? Right. So,
Right. That mess with their mental mind, psyche
yeah.
there.
Yeah. And we're not in that room, and so we can get so amped up and then wanna have a meeting and wanna talk about it, and it hasn't, like, none of it even happened, right? And it's just, it's so hard to take a step back, teach our kids how to talk to the coaches themselves, and prepare
Yeah.
them for the world, right? And, I mean, when they're 6 and 7, that's not gonna happen, but when they're, like, 15 and 16, yes, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so,
Uh,
yeah.
That's
It's it's a lot, but,
it's a
helping
lot.
each other, it's a lot,
That's why we are here, right?
right? I know, talking about it, having the conversation, sharing the information, like, there's so much more we can do, right? So, yeah, in a safe space, a non-keyboard warrior angry space, because like, I know a lot of people are afraid to ask a question because they're like, "I
Right.
don't wanna get persecuted." So,
Right.
yeah, yeah. What's been the biggest emotional lesson your child's sport has taught you about them or about yourself?
Um, so that I was probably that I was controlling their journey, you know.
Yeah.
I remember you know, creating his recruiting page on
Mhm.
Facebook, and I put a picture of him, and I'm the one sending all the messages out to the coaches. I'm, I'm DMing the coach. My son ain't did none of it, and
Yeah.
so it's just how we take control of something that they are supposed to be doing if it's
Yeah.
in their heart to do. And
Yeah.
so I was that parent, so let me
Yeah.
go ahead and apologize if any coach out there I DM you. I was that parent that was DM, and
Yeah.
so I had to. I had to learn, and I want other parents to learn their role
Mhm.
in their kids' journey.
Yeah.
And so
Being part of it, not the driving force, but it's hard. We always want our kids to have better than we had, and
yeah,
that's just human nature, right? And you have the best intentions and you just want to be their champion, but they need to be a bit more involved in it, right? And
yeah,
yeah, doing the research and be like, okay, here's the coaches saying, I can help you write an email, but you need to send it out. Like, do you wish that
right.
you had them more involved in it now that you look back at it?
Yeah, I was picking out his camps. I was
Yeah,
doing it all versus him saying, "Mom, I want to go to this camp this weekend,"
yeah,
and me just sitting back and
yeah,
letting him figure it out. I
yeah,
mean, I really took control, and then I was praying, God, please let my son get a scholarship. God, please, and just got
yeah,
crazy, crazy things
yeah.
as a parent, and that's how I can come back and share. I'm
Hmm.
praying for him to go to a USC when I know those players, they have to be 6, 7 foot. I mean, he didn't even have the size. So I mean,
Yeah,
that's why I'm just trying to help y'all parents.
yeah, right.
We have
I
to
know.
understand,
Hmm.
there are rules and things in place, or certain measurements that our kids have to meet up to in order
Hmm.
to play at different levels. And
Yeah,
here I am putting this added pressure on him about
yeah,
going to schools that he didn't even physically measure up to, when I
yeah,
should have been focusing on the school that it was more likely that he could have
yeah,
made it on, instead of
yeah.
setting this bar up here when I know that he wasn't not gonna grow anymore. So I just
Yeah, I know. speaking of height, like I'm 6 feet tall and my husband's 6'1". So my son's like nearly 6'4". His growth chart said 6'1", so we're already happy that he surpassed it. My daughter's growth chart said 6'3", so she's always been like, I'm going to be taller than you. She's currently like 5'7", so I always joke because I use humor through everything. So I keep telling her she's a disappointment because she's not tall enough yet. Some people may judge me for that, but my kids like know me and they know that like I'm super facetious and they're like, okay,
Yeah.
mom, whatever. I was like, I guess you're not going to be taller than your brother. Whatever. But 5'7" is totally fine. Like, he's
Right.
tall for
Older than
14,
me.
right? So, but again, like, it's just those things those expectations and stuff. I try to joke through them instead of just making them such a like, hey, you're going to be like this.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, okay, you need to be 6'3".
Maybe she marry somebody 6'3",
I
and
know,
then they
I
can
know.
produce the grandkids
Yeah.
that can be
Yeah.
taller. That's why.
In my whole like, all the women like, everyone in my family is shorter than me, so the fact that I'm taller than all them is kind of like I'm the black sheep, right? So,
Oh,
I mean, really, it would be fair if she was shorter than me, it's fine.
went down.
It'll be
You reached
okay.
back into some generations and
Yeah,
got your
yeah.
height down.
My grandma's 5 feet tall, so, like, it's anywhere between the 2 is what's gonna happen for her. But, um but the motivation for kids, like, does your son appreciate everything that you did for him? Like, or does he say sometimes, like, I wish I had more involvement? Or is he just, like, have no opinion about it?
Now that's the conversation I need to have with him.
Yeah?
I mean, I haven't he'll be 30,
Mhm.
next week, and he has a little girl now,
Aw.
and so, um, that's the conversation I need to have, and I'm kinda scared to have that conversation because
Yeah.
even now I'm still in sports, right?
Yeah.
And when he comes over, I'll do Sunday dinner, and I'm still talking sports. I literally have to figure out to how to have just a normal conversation
Yeah.
with with my son,
Yeah.
because I was so engrossed into
Yeah.
his journey. Um, so but it'll be I think I need to have it. I really do. And one of the things I did with the book, I had a book signing with the grandkids. So I had
Oh,
all my kids buy a
yeah.
book, and they bought the most expensive book, and I was just so like, "Oh my god." I just knew
Yeah.
they was gonna get the cheapest book, let me just satisfy mom. And
Yeah.
so I had a whole little signing, and then I'm gonna write a personal note to each one of my grandkids
Oh, that's
to
great.
have, going forward. But
Yeah.
but I have asked, because I am doing so many sports, I have asked my kids, "Which one of the business are you gonna take over?" And they be like, "None." They saying like, "None of them." They don't even want to have nothing to do with it because
Yeah.
maybe they see how engrossed I am into it, so
Yeah.
but that would
Yeah.
be a good conversation to have, because at one point, my son, he went off to a prep school in
Mhm.
Connecticut, and,
Oh,
as a
nice.
part of the prep school, it was Hyde, and as a part of the prep school, we had to have meetings with the parents
Mhm.
and the kid, and one of the things that he said is that he didn't know what kind of relationship he would have with his parents if sports wasn't there. And
Oh,
that just, like, broke my heart that
right?
we had put so much into sports. And
Yeah.
so I'm still kinda dealing with that, and I've been
Mhm.
praying, "Lord, give me conversations to have with my son other than sports," you know?
Yeah. I know. And
That's a real
my son lives like 7 or 9 hours away from us, right? He's in Idaho and we're on Vancouver Island. So, we're always all of our conversations are about that, right? Because if I ask him anything else, he's like, "Good, fine." I get 1 or 2 word answers if I ask him anything that's not related to sports. So,
Yeah. Yes.
it's hard but like we have tried to say to him, if you don't want to do hockey, yes, I'll be crushed, but it will be okay. We will still love you and it will
Yeah,
be okay. Like we say that to our daughter too. And yeah, I always joke like, yes, I'll be crushed and I won't know what I'll do with my life. Good
yeah.
thing I started a podcast, but it will be okay.
And
Like
that's the
it
thing we
will
have to
be
share with
fine.
parents to tell
Yeah.
them to tell their kids that you
Yeah.
still love them if you don't and I don't remember
Yeah.
saying those particular words,
Yeah.
that
And
you don't get a scholarship, I'm still gonna
yes.
love you.
Yes. And I mean, we're at the point like he's in grade 12, so we're trying to figure out like what he wants to do and going to school and all those other things, right? Because sports have just been a means for a scholarship to help get an education, to get a job, right? Like and that's and keep them out of trouble on the way. So we know it's a means to an end or whatever, right? And a great way to travel the world, make great friendships and keep those friendships for life. So, but it's hard because you
Yeah,
in your head you're like, "Well, they know I love them no matter what." But you're like, "But did you tell them that?" Because
yeah,
because
yeah,
in our brains we think they know that. But
yeah,
kids don't just know that, right? Like
yeah,
not everyone's born with common sense, I wanna say. Common sense is something we have to teach.
yeah,
Like, it's not just ingrained in us anymore because we have so many distractions and, like, screens, and kids don't learn the same people skills and how to read body language the same anymore because their heads are down. So those are things we have to teach them, and unless we're telling them
wow.
that, they don't necessarily know it. So I
Yeah,
think it's good for us to remind it and the moms that have already learned it and are looking back through their experience to pass that on, right? And
yeah,
it's it's almost like those wives' tales that are passed down, right?
yeah,
Like they come from something for a reason. So sharing it is
yeah,
just so important.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, that's good.
Yeah. Did you get and your family go through any major injuries or anything like that, or no?
No, we didn't have any, major injuries.
How about like, did you have to go through any like major cuts from teams or anything too, or burnout?
So my son ended up going to Shaw University,
Hmm.
and he stayed there for 2 years, and then the whole thing with the coaches leaving. So
Yeah.
when the coaches leave, that's immediately with them saying, "Okay, I need to transfer." And
Mm.
that's a whole conversation for us to have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so he ended up going to a private school. And they gave him a scholarship, and that's the whole conversation with going to private school. Because even if they pay your tuition for regular school, when you have to go to summer school, then it's up to it comes out of the parents' pocket. I mean, that's
Hmm.
just, we d lot those type of things you don't necessarily know, you think that it's
Yeah.
covered. He from there, he ended up, coming back home and
Yeah.
not doing sports at all.
He was just
So,
done.
he
He was
was
done after the coach. Yeah.
he was done. He was done after that. And
Yeah.
I just wish I say that if I would encouraged him in another area, he might have went somewhere and got a college degree.
Yeah.
But because me and my husband were just so intertwined with his
Yeah.
decision and coaching him in his decision, go here, you should do this, versus just letting him make some decisions for himself.
Yeah, and, like, it's that tunnel vision of support, right? Like, all the love and all, like, the good meanings are there for your child. It's not like, nothing you did was really meant with bad intent. Like, you were 100% focused on your kids and supporting them, right? And so,
Yeah,
how do you fault yourself for that? I think that's amazing that you were supporting
yeah,
and loving your child so much that you're invested in them. How many children wish that they had parents that were that involved with them? Um,
yeah,
but yeah, hindsight is 2020, and then we're like, "Oh, yeah, maybe I could have done this here, and maybe I could have done that there." So,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
so we can be hard on ourselves when we look back at it, but your children were extremely blessed that you were dedicated and passionate for them. But yeah, there's always little spots where we can insert. So
yeah,
just be
life
kind.
lessons, and that's why
Yeah,
we're
life
coming back
less.
sharing with
Yeah,
the parents.
Yeah. We need like a mom mentorship program, like adopt a sports mom, like
Yeah.
just to help
Yeah.
like talk them through. It's like almost like a helpline with a little chat going
Yeah.
on cuz
Right.
like
We can have one of those,
yeah,
huh? Right?
yeah, yeah, or like even just a chat room or a support group and stuff because really it's just sometimes it's just an ear of someone that's experienced it for longer that's not judging you, that isn't
Yeah.
on your team or in your community that you don't feel is trying to like sabotage you or not necessarily
Yeah.
sabotage you, but isn't on the same team or in the same area and affecting your child's position because that's what
Have a motive.
sometimes it's hard to understand like okay well is this advice coming from you wanting my kid to not take your kid's spot or not go to the same camp because it might make you look better or worse, and those are all the evil thoughts we have in our head that we don't mean to but we're trying to protect our kid right so having
Yes.
a
Yes.
space to provide that mentorship for other moms that has nothing to do with their own community, would be really good because people need to hear that. Like, they
Look
need
at
to
you. You
have the
just
help.
spoke yourself on a new job.
I think
Uh,
so.
added it to your business. There you
Yeah, I'm
go.
gonna have to create a discussion board or something. Like, DM me if you
Yeah.
guys want a mentor, I will find a way to help you.
Okay. That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah, it's
Excellent.
amazing because yeah, one mom's story can light the way for another, and it just has this ripple
Yeah.
effect, so I'm hoping that I hope that that's what your book does for you and just spawns on series after series, so that's great.
Yes.
What's the feedback been like for you guys so far?
We've had excellent feedback as far as them saying how this has helped them.
Mhm.
Um, of course, in the beginning, we got our community-based people who are buying the book who
Yeah,
know the journey. And so,
yeah,
but yeah, we've had great feedback. And so we're just gonna just continue to push it and share
mhm,
this platform, just
mhm.
like you and your podcast, giving parents, sports mom a platform to share their stories because they're
Yeah,
powerful.
yeah, exactly, and, yes, I talk hockey, but all sports have a similar pathway, they're all, the same platform of what you can and can't do and stuff and what can help you and your children. So I think it's a great book and everyone should take a listen. So I would love to get some of your other authors on the show too. So we'll have to
Yeah.
we'll have to have a discussion on that and hear some more stories from the moms
Yes.
and be able to share that with the listeners.
I
So
sent them a message. I was like, "She wants to interview you guys too." So that way
yeah.
you will able to hear the different perspectives.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'd love to hear it, and I would love for everyone to go read your book. Is it an ebook as well, or is it only in hard
It is an
copy?
ebook, and
Yeah,
you're able to get it on Amazon and Barnes& and Noble, and then we're making it into audio, so hopefully within the next couple weeks, the audio will be
that's so
available
good.
as well.
I will link where to find your book in our show notes as well as your social media handles and stuff. So, what's next for you guys? Like, do you have another book
So
already in the go?
I do have about 3 moms that wanna be a part of the next one. So, even though we have the Sports Mom Playbook, I have
Mm,
a sports mom talk show called Can We Talk Sports?
love
And
it.
then, I am doing a sports mom conference, and so
Amazing.
that's where we are bringing in experts and
Hmm.
people in the sports world that educate the parents. With
Yeah,
the NIL, the kids making money, and
yeah,
so, that's gonna be in 2026, in Texas, where I will have a lot of different, 401k, agents, NIL specialists, just everybody
yeah,
that can speak into what's happening right now in
yeah.
sports with our kids, because now it's not necessarily about, a physical activity, it's a business now, and so
It is.
now we need to start educating the parents and the athletes of how to develop that business. And so
Yeah,
that's what this conference is gonna do, having different experts that are gonna come and speak to that. And then I'm going to record the show at the same time. So I have some panel discussions
Great.
and people coming on and kind of do it like as a whole kind of weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday
Yeah.
event where we just come in and just start building each other,
Yeah.
as moms.
That's so awesome. Yeah, like hockey moms can rule the world, sports mom can rule the world. Like if you want something done, you give it to a busy person, and sports parents are the busiest people I know. So,
Yeah. I
I will
mean, just
also,
as hockey.
yeah,
I went to a hockey game. It was so
yeah,
much fun.
it is
Y'all were
so much
so
fun.
loud.
It is very loud. It is very loud. um, it is, but like honestly, I love it so much. It's my favorite sport to watch live. Like, I don't like watching many other sports on television. I do love live sports events and mostly
And
kids sports events because I find them more entertaining or more fun. But yeah, hockey is my favorite thing to watch. I just love
yeah.
it. And
Yeah,
Formula
so
1.
that's why I would love to bring you on my show, and talk
Absolutely.
about how to get kids into hockey. I mean, I think it's in Texas. I know I had some people that I work with, and
Yeah.
they actually let their kids go live in another state in
Yeah.
order to be able to practice more on the ice. So just
Yeah.
that right there is a whole journey right there
It's
because you're
so
entrusting the
intense.
kid into somebody else. So yes, I
Yeah,
definitely got to have you on the show so you can talk about hockey.
absolutely. You name the time and place, and I'll absolutely be there. I think it sounds great because I can talk hockey mom all the time. I love this conference idea too, so I will put a link in all the show notes with it for people that can sign up and stuff to attend if that's something they want to do too, because I think that's great. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and everyone can look forward to the link I'll post for when I'm on your show. So that'll be great.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, and thank you so much. Appreciate you for having me, allowing me to come on. And hockey moms, I can't wait to meet up with you guys because that's what we need to do. We need to start meeting
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Um, the profession, I went to San Jose's hockey game and I was
Nice.
talking to them about having a day where the moms come and we don't
Yes,
have our kids, and we
yes.
can just enjoy the sports without thinking about our kids, but just us
Mhm.
coming together and just
Yeah.
enjoying the sport. And so we
I
need to
just
put that together.
I feel like they've got WAGs, right? The wives and girlfriends. And the other day I was like, "No, we need MAGs, moms and grandmas." Like,
Girl, that is me. That's what I said. We got the
yeah.
wives and the
No, we got the
girlfriends. Where the
moms and
mama?
grandmas. I'm gonna have to put it on some shirts like "Welcome to the Mags Club. We're moms and grandmas."
Yeah. That's right. I mean,
Yeah,
I had a grand because there are still grandmothers that are taking care of kids, and
absolutely.
sports has changed since when they were in sports,
Yeah,
so they're having to be educated as well.
yeah.
So I love it.
I know. My mom takes my kids to sports all the time. She watches the game, she streams the game, texts me through the game. But she used to coach my basketball, right? So she is a coach too. And I forget, oh, yeah, grandma was a coach. Like, she knows all this stuff. So it's all about the mags now.
Yes, I love it. Let me know. I'll
Yeah.
post it. Let me know when
Yeah.
you create the shirt. I'll post it on the page. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be cross promoting. That's what it's
Yes,
about.
absolutely. Collaborative is where it is at.
It
Thank you.
is. Yes. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us this week on Pucked Up Hockey Moms. We seriously appreciate you listening, laughing, and surviving the hockey mom life right alongside us.
Whether you're in the stands, stuck in carpool, or hiding in the rink bathroom for 5 minutes apiece, we see you and we're right there with you.
This episode was proudly brought to you by AAA Hockey Recruiting, your go-to for player development, showcases, and getting noticed at the next level.
Whether you're aiming for junior, prep, or NCAA, they've got the tools, the know-how, and the hookup. Check them out at AAAHockeyRecruiting.com and tell them the Bad Mom Squad sent you.
Until next time, stay loud, stay proud, and stay a little bit pucked up.